Okay. I was waiting. I was waiting for the white bit. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, fair enough. Best hero, no doubt. I mean, all right, if you're not going to speak too much about the Wyvern, I'll speak a little bit about it. I like it a lot versus the Mars in regards to you drop Arena, then a lot of people like to just
Rescue.
well, be sure press Q as well. Yes, that's very good. But curse like if Wyvern's not in the arena, you can just curse the Mars, and a lot of the time the team that's playing with the Mars, you just want to jump inside the arena, blow that hero up, and then look to go from there. The curse will prevent that, and we also saw I don't remember what major it was. It might have been any major. We saw the Wyvern was actually like an answer to the Magnus for that reason, where teams would jump in with the RP, then you're all looking to jump on those stun targets. You curse at that location. It's just you ulti, we ulti, and it just completely trades out your ulti. It just cancels out the effectiveness. And I think the Wyvern kind of has that same impact versus the Mars.
Plus, against 2 strength heroes, you're going to get good value out of the Arctic Burn. I mean, even in the Juggernaut, honestly, the Winter's Curse is a fantastic target to have. You got a lot of magic damage, though, that you could burst through. And, I mean, it's not the greatest amount of push, honestly, on both sides. The Juggernaut, pretty lacking in that regard, but we could see, you know, the best off-lane pushers have been banned out. Beastmaster, Lycan, Broodmother, Timbersaw, Death Prophet, they're all gone from the pool. So there's not exactly too much left that's going to enable that. I mean, it's not even a guarantee that this is going to be a position for Mars again, right? They have the flexibility to make it happen if they want to, but it could very well just be a 3 Mars and a 4 Skywrath.
I'm like 95% sure it's an offlane Mars because I haven't seen Ace play the Sky. It's always Kishka playing the Sky. So I'm pretty confident it is going to be that 3 Mars, 4 Sky, and look for the 5.
I wonder what the itemization for Mars is going to be this game. I mean, back in the day, we're talking, what, a year, maybe 2 years ago, we saw, I think it was IGOP, was the first one that was doing like the Mars Yule Scepter to be able to counter out the Puck.
Yep.
And now Puck is just even stronger. Like I said before, from the Eastern European games that I cast yesterday, there was a Void Spirit and a Skywrath Mage to counter the Puck, and it still was not enough. So I'm just thinking, how are they actually going to lock him down? How are they going to be able to get rid of the influence of this Puck?
They do already have some pretty good answers, but yeah, like you said, it's you can play up against as many answers you like, and apparently the Puck is still able to have a really good game. So see if Avatar mode's able to have as much success as what Sanctity did in game 1. We are...
I think they're going to maybe Pugna on Lilgun. I think it'd be pretty solid. Winter's Cursed, just decrep the target. Chrono, decrep the target. More magic damage to be able to pump into the Puck when he is silenced. I really wouldn't hate it. Even just for the laning stage, right? Decrep, spin, does a good amount of damage.
Gives you a little bit of tower push as well, because they are kind of lacking in that department, so putting a couple more points in the blast. They do still feel like they're not looking for a support, so they're still a bit...
Well, we've seen Viper support. Vive support occasionally.
That is right. Yeah, it's maybe covering their tracks here with the Viper and the Batrider ban as well, trying to protect this Faceless Void with damage over time if they do still flex, or like you said, if they do run the Viper as a 5. But at least for Neon, they have this Ultra last pick, and again, they're leaving it to Enryu as well. I know we were kind of mentioning, we had the last Neon series that we cast, it was, you're supposed to remind me now, it was versus TNC, and we were kind of, you actually mentioned that Enryu was really that number 1 person for Neon. If he was having a good game, then Neon looked like they're, you know, in contention to be able to take it.
But look at these last 5 bans that they've made. Like, there are Enryu heroes that Lilgun are getting rid of. Like, what can he play now? Like, they've even banned out his own Broodmother. Brewmaster, there we go. No, Broodmother, that's the one. But, like, yeah, what are the odd pick now that are going to enable him? There's a little more damage for the Chronosphere. Give me some power push. Like, give me something that's going to be able to do that. Visage, maybe? Give the Brewmaster instead. It's alright. But, I don't know. I just don't feel like it's going to have that same level of effectiveness as you would be wanting out of the... Like, still, the issue is how do they push towers? It needs to be Faceless Void doing it. at least with Lilgun, they've got the Vengeful Spirit buffing up a little bit of that. Of course, Tiny, while he is a ganker, has the potential to scale if he gets like an Echo Saber eventually. Maybe second Roche, Agshard, Juggernaut, of course, pretty decent at pushing with the healing ward. So you just got to go with Lilgun, right? They finished a game in 30 minutes. That, I mean, it was pretty expected, but again, Neon only one game win so far in the DPC. Lilgun, they have a whole lot more.
They do. Yeah, they have a whole lot more, and we've seen the track record so far from them looking really solid, but still need to try and pick up these series wins because, I mean, we're looking at everyone else. The top, it's really clumped together. Army Geniuses, Execration, Lilgun, all on 4 wins, and they were really those 3 teams that we were expecting to be at the top and be the ones that are, battling it out. We both were favoring Army Geniuses and Execration slightly. But yeah, Lilgun looking really dominant so far. There's going to be some really exciting series heading towards week 5 and week 6 between those 3 teams in particular. But we'll see. We'll see how this one is able to shape up. Of course, Neon, they're back into the Faceless Void. We didn't see it have as much success in game 1. We get to see Enryu on a hero that is pretty dominant on as well with the Brewmaster. Like you mentioned, though, they banned out pretty much a lot of the offlane heroes, so you kind of had to go deeper into the hero pool of Enryu. But you feel like Lilgun, even if the draft might be a little bit more even, you just feel like they can still outclass Neon, and that's a big thing that you can't kind of overlook.
I do. I think Chuan as well as Avatar mode need to pop off. Basic as that. Well, they're even going to get the super early D-ward off. Of course, Scareth Mage very quick, so he was able to get into position, prevent that Observer Ward from going unnoticed. But yeah, it's all going to be about the Winter's Curse. It's all going to be about Avatar mode avoiding these ganks because, I mean, you've got a Tiny and a Skyreth who, of course, have that potential to be able to burst you down, but I've seen too much Puck go and really not care about that, right? It's just positioning yourself more cleverly on the map, making sure you're avoiding the obvious ward spots, going for the split push, building up a lot of farm, getting those levels, getting that Aeon Disc, and making yourself unkillable.
Let's see how this fight's able to shape out. Yeah, it's like, all right, we are not going to look to try and enter the river and see if we can contest this. Kishka will be a little bit too late as well to stop Bell from getting that bounty, so 2 for 2, nothing crazy. Last game we did have Neon getting 3 bounties, but they did also give up First Blood, so I'm not going to... Well, at least we're not going to have a similar fate. Also, another thing, we also do get Ace onto the Sky. Really thought it was mainly Kishka that's the one to play it. We kind of avoided the Venge, I guess, talk a little bit. What are your thoughts on this here? We don't really see it often, or why do you feel like it's Lilgun have gone for this last pick Venge?
I mean, it's the saves for the Chronosphere, right? Like, I'm sorry, I'm just seeing bot Enryu's already forced to use the TP back to the tower. So, really looking for the next 30 seconds once they've got that available again for them to make another play and prevent it from being able to just get straight back out onto the map. Just more stuff as well that's going to enable the physical damage coming through. Of course, 11, the God's Rebuke, it's physical. So if you're able to get off that wave of terror, it makes the harass and the last hitting just so much easier. I don't hate it. Also, they're on Radiant's side, right? So it increases their Roshan potential.
And Chuan's gonna have to TP as well. Holy. Alright, this bottom lane doesn't look too fun. The Sky can just solo zone out the Winter Wyvern, and whenever Blade Fury is available, Enryu is always going to get run down as well. But a big thing is they at least did block up the small camp, so hopefully this is going to be able to keep the equilibrium a little bit in Neon's favor.
Yeah, for sure. That's exactly what is a positive, right, out of this start to the game. A little disappointed that Chuan wasn't able to get a single right click of the Arctic Burn in onto the Juggernaut. It's just so much value, right? Like, what is it? 6% health burn of current HP for 5 seconds. He's basically full. So that burns, let's say, 25% of his mana when you consider how much he's lost already, of his HP, when you consider how much he's lost already. That just means more regen needs to be funneled over to him, means the Ace 12 doesn't get quite as farmed. It's just the little things like that that can make you feel a whole lot more comfortable in the lane as Enryu.
We'll pause other side, getting themselves a bit more comfy in this second game. We've looked at bottom, but top lane, how is this one shaping up? It's a pretty... I think this is going to be another very aggressive lane as well. Mars and Visage. Sorry, Mars and Venge. Combination together. Double stun is always a threat. You get that magic missile, and 11 can kind of close their distance and get a better angle for the spear. And then you also have a hero that can kind of utilize the cookie. Whereas Faceless Void can be put in the middle, but Seth can kind of cookie him on forward. So yeah, I think this is a lane where we're going to have a lot of aggression, probably coming down to the level 2 and level 3 timings.
Nearly reached that point on Lilgun's side. Let's see if Neon look to try and take advantage of that before that becomes the case. But with the wave pushed this far deep, they just want to secure the easy experience.
Oh, they didn't talk. Okay. So kind of Kishka wanted to go up with the missile. 11 wanted to go back and get the last hit. So maybe the communication, or it's just harassing also potentially as well.
Oh, just setting up for the kill.
Oh, there was. Yeah, okay. I was just getting reactions off to the range creeps getting denied as, yeah, there we go, on to Set. It's a lot of damage on Kishka though. Do you have this time dilation and Bell be able to close the distance with the walk over the Mars? So a 1-for-1, but it is Radiant finding first blood. Who got that? It is 11 as well. So he's going to be able to drop some items. What has he dropped? The Soul Ring already. Okay.
I'm very happy to claim that one. I mean, that's the way to beat out a Faceless Void, right? Just constantly spam out those abilities while the time walk is still super low leveled, so you've got that long cooldown to it. You saw previously, like, that's kind of what Kishka is aiming to do. Use his own lower cooldowns to be able to harass out, burn through a lot of the mana, force him to use something like the time
bottom
walk.
lane, Chuan. Oh boy, that is a very early point in the Cold Embrace, and it's going to do nothing as 4-2-3 easily chases him down. He's got a very early boots as well from the Juggernaut. Ooh, mid lane Sanctity almost going down as well.
What's going to happen here? He has no one that can just TP through to refill the bottle. He's sitting very low. You've actually got the Wyvern coming through to help out the puck a little bit. So Avatar mode, he's having a pretty decent time in this mid lane. Nice use of the Avalanche, though, to prevent that follow-up from happening.
Get out!
He'll be fine.
The second person TPing in to refill the bottle. The Snapfire from Set TP'd before from that death. So yeah, Avatar getting a lot of love this game.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Kind of wondered if Chuan wanted to stick around and make sure that he could secure that bottom water rune because Tiny had to go all the way back to base. He shoved out the lane first with that avalanche. It wasn't just to prevent himself from dying. But yeah, immediately comes back to the lane. He'll only miss a couple of creeps, not the worst. But obviously having the potential to go for that second water rune would have been nice.
Top lane, Kishka, a little bit of trouble, says able to get the combination out. And Bell can easily close the distance as well, so nicely done. Neon able to get another kill onto the bench. And bottom lane.
A lot of burst damage on their own, for sure.
4-2-3's not going to have enough Blade Fury duration to be able to chase down Enryu.
It's not the greatest Cold Embrace game, let's say that. You know, mid-tiny, a Skywrath Mage, spear, spin, everything just makes it completely useless.
Top lane, action continues. 11's already used the combination. They're even going to get a TP up from Avatar mode as well, so they'll kill off Seb, but they're not going to expect the puck from rotating. It's going to jaunt down to the left instead, so 11 should be able to limp out down the stairs. Avatar mode, orb up in a couple of sec. Oh, we know he gets... Oh, my... Oh, that's not a good rotation now. He's losing a full wave and... Oh... Woo! Sanctity's doing everything perfect.
Yeah. All that damage straight on into the tower. Even the TP through again from the base to make sure that you could fill up Avatar mode's bottle, but you're losing a lot of valuable experience. I mean, he uses a lot of that mana that was just refilled onto him to get back to the lane quicker, but you've already lost, what, 4 creeps so far?
And not only is it just the damage on the tower, but it's just the creeps being under there so the tower can kill them before the puck's able to get that golden experience. So doesn't get the kills top, TP cooldown, you miss a lot of experience in gold, and bottom lane they might be able to kill off Chuan. This Arctic Burn proving to be a bit of an issue. 4-2-3, can he close the distance afterwards? It looks like that will be the case. He won't have any abilities, though, to continue to chase down Enryu. But, yeah, all these lanes are really shaping up well for Lilgun. I guess top, it's kind of the one lane that Neon are thriving in.
This is one of those games where
Kishka?
I know the...
Oh, just misses the spear. And now Bell, if they feel it required, he can time walk on forward. He's going to use the time dilation instead. They have the puck once again rotating to top. So this time Avatar mode will be able to convert with his rotation. Number 11, the only way he ever gets out of this is like a spear into a TP. Gonna try and put the jukes on. Let's see how the feats are moving. He should make it. Yeah, they're not going to keep chasing. Nicely done.
Middle tower is under attack.
It's another rotation that Puck doesn't really get too much out of. A lot more damage into the tower, a lot more creeps given away. At least he's able to come back into the lane before losing too many of them. But, I mean, just look at the difference. Tiny, level 7.5 already. Puck only just hitting the level 7 now. It's very different if you make those rotations previously and are able to hit a Dream Coil onto 2, for example. But just hasn't happened. Now, a super long-range spear, able to deal the damage to bring him low enough for Kishka to get the cleanup.
Nicely done.
So I was saying before, like, this, to me, this feels like a game where, of course, like, Splinter Blast is nice, but it almost feels like an Arctic Burn kind of lane, right? Because you just don't have the mana pool, especially with this build that he's going for. Like, where's the mana regen? How are you going to be able to get full use out of the Splinter Blast when you're trying to use it off cooldown? Whereas Arctic Burn,
Bottom lane.
less mana cost.
Avatar mode. Easy rotation just for the kill onto Ace, but it is coil dropped. It did also give Enryu, I believe, the levels for 6, but 4-2-3 is just going to Fury and TP out.
What I was saying before with the Arctic Burn, I feel like it does have a whole lot more value even in a lot of these skirmishes, right? Especially considering the flight duration is now 10 seconds. Well, you might just end up dying here to the rotation through from Kishka. But it's not like Lilgun have the strongest push, right? Like, neither team has amazing pushing power, so I'm not sure if the Splinter Blast is going to be able to do too much in being able to prevent that action from happening, right? Like, it doesn't have quite as high of a value because you're not really eliminating a big portion of what Lilgun are trying to do on the map. There's that ancient seal.
Oh, you got to get out. Enryu's TPing mid now. Avalanche not going to hold him back. It was a long TP regardless. Coil still on cooldown from Avatar mode. 5 seconds until it was unavailable. Honestly, not going to be the arsehole fast enough. Neon, they're still chasing though for a kill. Enryu's going to have to drop the ultimate just for a Skyreth Mage, so at least you're getting a little bit of golden experience into the bank of Neon, but it is a bit of an investment for that.
It's a lot of an investment. Again, it's just, it feels to me like Lilgun are getting more out of the map. You've still got the Mars farming top. You've got a Jug who's standing in the jungle right now because, you know, waves are just being fed into this Neon tower, dealing damage.
Still 4. Coil's out. TPs are raining in though from Lilgun. 11 is able to land the combination. Arena locking in 3, and it's going to be enough to protect Sanctity. And 4-2-3, meanwhile, is just spinning them down. 2 for 1. The important thing though, you keep Sanctity's life as well. So beautiful TPs coming up from Lilgun. No hesitation for the reinforcements to show up.
Still not having that Winter's Curse is a little bit unfortunate. Of course, it is only just hitting the 10-minute mark now, so not super unexpected. But 4-2-3 even just feeling very, very confident. He understands what he's playing against. He's not just going to throw out an Omni Slash on any target because Chuan, of course, has that Cold Embrace to be able to counter it.
Mr. Kishka? Are they going to drop... Okay, they will. And Mortimer Kisses. So both ultimates just to get the Vengeful Spirit. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Brew. He's not going to go down from the combination of Ace 12 and Sanctity. They just lacking Mystic Flare.
Flare now. Bria come in and bring in the tome.
I was going to say, how's he got Mystic Flare? What's going on? What am I missing? Mid lane, Coil. There's a big kill. Oh, he didn't deal with the healing ward though. It's not going to stay around that area to be able to get the HP back. So that's a gigantic solo kill from Avatar mode. 3 times killing streak. Really coming into play, though, is that double damage rune.
Double damage rune plus the siege creep wave. So Venge, probably not the best hero at being able to deal with these. I mean, Wave of Terror getting a little bit of aggro coming through from the range creep, but yeah, they're just tanking up a lot of these right clicks from the tower. Look at that. Avatar mode is like, they get the
What a main Sanctity. He's going to be in a bit of trouble here. They got the split already used from Enryu. Avalanche will buy him a little bit of time, but where's the TPs? 11, he has one available, but then just going to sack the Tiny, it looks like. So Neon are making some really good movements across the map. They're going to try and chase down Ace as well, but split, unfortunately, is soon to expire, so this Gareth Mage just will slip into the tree line.
The important thing now, though, is that they have the Winter's Curse available. As long as you got the mana to be able to use it, of course. Chuan still a little bit short on that. Going to be helped out with the raindrops for the mana regen. But, you know, what you were saying before in the draft about 11 drops the arena, instantly curse him if you're not caught yourself. Same sort of thing with a Jug spin. It's been really effective in a couple of team fights so far. Look how fast he's moving, though, with this haste straight up to this top tower, looking to try and get a little bit more of that map control for themselves.
Bell might be in a bit of trouble. Beautiful swap into the hands of Ace 12, and with a combo out, they get a big kill on Bell, and that might be a little bit of a teaser of what we could see through some stage of this game. Just a duo supports roaming together, swap into Silence, Missile, and the Mystic Flare. It is a lot of damage between these two.
And I was saying before, both teams don't really have the greatest tower pushes. I mean, Lilgun were able to get a couple of towers in the time that Neon were only able to get one, just because of the heroes that they had hitting it. Wyvern, one of the weakest right-clickers in the game. Puck, not incredibly strong either. Brewmaster, pretty similar sort of boat, especially going for this Spirit Vessel build-up. So, it is evening out the map for sure. Basically, 2 tier 1 towers gone from both sides, but I'm a little bit surprised as well with Ace. You know, going up against the Puck, I would have really thought that he had more points in the Ancient Seal just to be able to provide a little bit more of that lockdown potential, but maxing out the concussive shot, feeling like they need the damage, I suppose. Maybe even just for the split pushing potential, hitting in onto the creep wave.
It's a blink reveal. Sanctity is going to jump in with Ace 12 as well, and says just a little bit too late to eat the Mystic Flare damage. And look at the wraparound. 11 trying to step in for the north. Doesn't get the combo out because of the Arctic Burn, but Chuan really stuck in an awkward position. But the rest of Neon, though, feeling like they can show up for this engagement. A Chronosphere only onto one, but Seb with the fault. Mortimer Kisses will get rid of 11's life. There's hesitancy showing from Lilgun. They don't want to enter this fight with the threat of the split. They might be able to turn to deal with Bell. A swap back, but where's the damage? 423 says running away, but Sanctity, he is not. He wants to go back in, and Tiny does just that. A triple kill secured for your position too. And that'll be all she wrote for the team fight. A lot of ultimates expended. I think it's actually Neon that got a slight goal advantage.
Yeah, just because of the important targets that they were able to take out, but more importantly in my eyes is this Faceless Void. I mean, he's fallen 1,400 gold behind the Juggernaut at this stage of the game. 4-2-3, having an amazing start. He's not saving up gold for the Aghanim Shard, but of course it will be very effective with this Maelstrom going into the Sanjin Yasha, of course, just for that additional little bit of movement speed.
Look amid, Enryu once again. Avatos, do they miss some of the damage, or is just really survivable? 1,700 health, it looks like.
Pop the magic wand. Maybe one of the creeps soaked up some of that Mystic Flare?
Can creeps do? I thought it was just heroes.
Pretty sure there was some change, not recently, but...
Oh, well, they'll get the Sapphire instead. Oh, Jesus Christ, with the Ancient Seal out, Sanctity is doing a lot of damage. They might be able to get a rebuttal. Could be the case, but Kishka is in prime position to be able to answer, and Sanctity falls over the tree line, but they haven't gotten rid of Avatar mode. A swap back. No, they missed the spear. Avatar mode. Quick on the fingers in up Bell and Enryu. Looking to step into the fight. Be cautious though, because Sanctity's hunting. Trying to run to the Puck. Won't be able to do so. Now we need to escape as Enryu threatening to close the distance onto the Tiny, but there's no one else nearby, so that will be all she wrote.
He knew exactly where he was, but it was just like, damn, this avalanche cooldown, man. Can't quite deal with it.
Enryu might be in a bit of trouble here. Sanctity and 11 is still standing nearby. They did see the Sky TP to the outpost, though. Just dewatered the ward on the cliff, but regardless, it's done its job to help Enryu.
I know he's a TI winner, but I'm not sure if I'm feeling super confident about this Holy Locket build that Chuan's going for, right? Like, we were mentioning before, it's not the greatest game for the Cold Embrace coming through, and he's even starting to level up a little bit more versus the Arctic Burn, which I'm really not a fan of, considering, you know, you're going up against the Tiny, the Mars, a couple of Strength Cores, the Jug, builds into a lot of HP for himself. And they might be trying to get a kill here onto Sanctity, Avatar mode. We'll catch him.
Autumn Kisses as well, coming from downtown. They should be able to get the kill on Sanctity. They have to use the split for it as well, though, on Enryu. Maybe anticipating some people to TP to the T2 tower. As 423 is starting to move on over. Can't really use any abilities onto anyone freely, so instead 11 is going to target down Chuan, but you can't group up! And they do just that. Curse, but where's the fall? They're going to wait for it to expire, and then they're going to jump in afterwards. Oh, the Omnis Slash is doing 0 damage. Beautiful spell usage coming out from Chuan, and Neon, they haven't lost anyone just yet. Continuing to attempt to dive deep into the T2 tower, but... Oh, Lilgun just very awkward. There was some hesitancy. They didn't want to bring everyone. Then with how long Neon were diving, they felt forced to finally bring the numbers, but it was just a bit too late.
That's the TI winner place that we're looking for, right? The ones where you're able to catch out immediately after that Winter's Curse usage. A great use of the Cold Embrace as well. I still don't think you need more than 1 point into it, but he was able to use it with really good effectiveness as well. And it really just shows as well on Lilgun's side how much they need Sanctity to be able to rally around. He is the playmaker right now, at least until this Mars feels a whole lot more confident. And it doesn't feel like until he's got that BKB available that he feels like he can fulfill that role.
With all that going on, we had the Bell on the face of Void. He wasn't involved in that fight, and he was just free farming across the map. And you take a look at the net worth, he's slowly starting to catch back up, and it's a pretty decent Void game too. Your matchup as the Jug is very solid. Always anyone that has as a carry, just a BKB piercing stun is going to prove to be a big issue, but
you have damage as well.
Yes.
You go into it, which is always a plus. Kisses, Puck, of course, with a Witchblade, even Wyvern, Arctic Burn.
I think just the big concern is going to be that swap eventually from Kishka. Also, he's gone the Shard too from the Venge. I'll ask you in a second how you feel about that. We do have a fight soon to break out as Radiant looking to smoke from top to bottom.
Yeah, they needed to move pretty damn quickly, or this tower is just going to go down in the meantime. Juggernaut does have a TP, but it's going to be a while until his Sanjit Yasha comes out to him on the career. They're just going to lose this.
Oh. Uh-oh. Kishka. Who can he find to start? Smoke's going to pop to the north. 11's going to be in with the combo. If they can get the brew, this is huge, but they will not be able to. Chrono to control them. No damage is getting pumped in thanks to the arena blocking the entrance. And now they might be able to turn as Bell blown up for the Mystic Flare combo. Neon, can they still stick around for the skirmish? Mortimer Kisses along with the split. They're going to target down the Skyth Mage. Meanwhile, inside the lane, though, 423 is going to try and enter onto Seb, but again, the Cold Embrace, it's enough to hold back the Juggernaut. So we've got a 1-for-1, but it is slightly favoring Lilgun with getting rid of the carry.
Yeah, they weren't able to get that 2-2 tower either. It was just another one of those moments of miscommunication, right? The Chronosphere and the Winter's Cursed used at the exact same time onto the Juggernaut.
At least it's another game. We got a lot of action. 31 kills, 20 minutes in. Both Neon and Lilgun providing a bloodbath in game 1 and game 2. It's a very even slate game we've got. Under 1,000 net worth lead for the lads on Lilgun. Juggernaut at the top for the moment. Before that fight, I did want to ask you as well the question of Kishka with this Ag Shard. What are your thoughts on it?
It just makes things a little bit more difficult, right? Like, Venge has been the same for such a long time that having something new, like not expecting the magic missile to come onto you, can sometimes catch you off guard, right? It's just so annoying in a lot of these team fights. So Avatar mode, bullwhip on the ground. There we go, picks it up. I don't know, I think it's just fine. Like, if you're playing it as a support, what else are you really wanting to go into? Maybe some cast range, but I feel like this is just perfectly fine. It increases the cast range of the magic missile anyway.
I'll take that as tribute.
I was going to say maybe he considers like an Aether Lens next, just to even buff up your swap. Because of course he's going to be really that saving grace from a lot of the ultimates, but feeling like the Blink is going to be the item of choice. So really you're going to have issues with dealing with the puck, but maybe that's where Ace can come into play. Ace and Sanctity. So Kishka's probably just going to, I guess the Blink, oh, he's actually swapped. He's going to go Scepter. Okay. Can they Roche?
You got a good amount of minus armor.
A lot of wards nearby as well. They're going to see Neon starting to part their way to the pit. Sanctity's instantly in though. The combination, it's going to be plentiful to get rid of the Winter Wyvern. And he's going to look to buy back as well. This is a very early split, but Sanctity, he's in an awkward position. They're going to rely on Kishka to swap him out. Nice use of the defensive swaps. It'll come at a cost. But that's now split completely wasted now, and the Venge can buy back as well if they feel the importance of this fight.
And the Venge actually went and denied away the
no. Just missing the spear, and now they're in. That's a beautiful curse. Bell can wait. He's got the corner ready to go, but Sanctity drops the combination, and then enough of the disruption allows him to Delta split away, but Bell is still able to get the Chrono out, so 11 targeted down for the moment. Down to the south, they're onto Sanctity as well. Neon still able to take an incredible fight by their high ground. And now they can move to 4-2-3 next, but they need a bash. First bash, second bash, they won't get any.
Got a little bit lucky there as well with the bashes. I think 11 probably would have lived if he didn't get like triple bashed by the Faceless Void after the BKB had worn off. Would have been a perfect target for the spear away. Does feel, well, they're going to attempt this, Roshan. I can see why, but their damage isn't exactly the greatest.
No, it's not happening.
1 point in the little shredder, maybe. Maybe.
I'm so surprised they're not trying to chuck abilities in. They're coming.
Well, they've guaranteed revealed that they're there, just getting rid of that sentry ward.
This is scary, position. Man. Sanctity's back alive. See how far? Oh, they're on the park. They're onto the park. It doesn't matter. They're going to try and charge in the pit. They need to see how low Roche is. Sanctity's in. Everyone's in. 11 snatches the Aegis. They're all clumped up, but where are the ultimates? No one has them available.
5.
Cold Bray is going to be able to hold the Void back for the moment. You got to be cautious. You group up because there's the curse. On to 3. But the damage, it's lacking at the moment. They're going to jump in afterwards on Sarah. Look at the clap. As Lilgun, they all grouped up and they're going to be penalized just for that. Okoye onto the right side. Leashing 2 together. Mortimer Kiss is getting chucked straight on the dome in 4-2-3. He's going to be buried 6 feet under as Neon. They lose the Aegis, but what a beautiful timing for the ultimates to come back up.
Yeah, really making that beeline towards the Roshan, wanting to, I guess, take out the Faceless Void or just get the Roche kill on Lilgun's side. A little surprising that they didn't look to finish up with the puck underneath the Ancient Seal. He had a lot of damage being rained in onto him, but well, just looking to change it up. He had the Aeon Disc completed in the middle of that fight. It wasn't there at the very beginning, so it would have been enough to be able to take him out. And well, Neon, they've taken control over this game.
Yeah, I think the big issue is that Lilgun weren't able to scout Roche. That's why kind of 4-2-3 had to charge in, because they didn't see how low Roche was. So maybe you could got the kill on the puck and then also contested the pickup of the Aegis, but
I mean, the thing is, you've got Avenge, you've got a Mars. Both the Spear and the Wave of Terror provide vision. So I feel like maybe 11 used his Spear a little bit too early in that engagement before the rest of the team had actually joined in. Oh, well, they're going to get a quick and easy kill onto Ace.
Avatar mode. 9-1-9. And again, it's not a free puck game. But with the Aeon Disc early completed, pretty much 3rd item Aeon Disc. So this is going to make it that much more difficult for Lilgun to kill him.
Really like it. You know, he just needs to be there disrupting the backlines, basically. Making sure that he's not dying for free. I'm telling you, man, Puck is the best hero of this patch. Bottom line, cut and dry. Second best, sorry. Wyvern's always the best.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Dawnbreaker. Then I was going to agree with you. That hero kind of nutty right now.
Nah, Puck's better. If I had to give a top 5, it would probably be Puck, Dawn, Marcy,
You put Marcy
Bristleback.
there?
Yeah. I still don't think people are utilizing it to its full potential. Who would be 5? Honestly, Wyvern's pretty damn good. Man.
Oh my god,
this
you're not
isn't even
putting
a
it in
joke.
top 5.
It's not even a joke.
You're not putting it top 5. Sure, I'll agree. It's good. There's no hope I'm putting it top 5. Bell? They're gonna try and blow him up and not try. They'll succeed. They just ditched him. They wanted to sweep across the map, get a pick off. They thought Bell would be okay, and yeah, that's a great voice line. Oh no, they're still gonna try and take the fight. And you're in Avatar mode with the poke and prod. In and out goes the Puck. Back in the ways to hold him down. Avatar mode now has that level 20 as well, so getting closer and closer to the 25.
Who would you put above the Wyvern?
Can I have it? Let me look at my hero sheet.
You could look at it all day. Wyvern's the one that's going to jump out.
Keep speaking for a bit. I don't know. I'm trying to find someone. So what'd you say? Bristle,
it's gonna
Marcy,
be,
Dawn, and
Puck.
Puck. Oh, I got a camera. Alright, what's the game plan for Lilgun being down 3,000 gold? What are they looking to do in the next couple minutes?
I don't think they even care too much about the net worth differential, to be honest. Like, they've hit their timings fairly well. You've got the 8th lens now on the Skywrath Mage. She's actually maxed out the Ancient Seal, so it's going to be so much more effective at taking out these targets. I guess actually not. You know, to me, maybe it's about... It's too much to wait for the refresher for the Mars, but you need to find a way to pop the Aeon Disc and pop the BKB on the Faceless Void. If those aren't a factor, then of course you can go for these kills. So they don't have a way to get it onto the backline super easily, so the Wyvern and the Snapfire shouldn't be dying. So yeah, it's really just about trying to poke and prod, force out those items or abilities, and then look to try and re-engage after the fact. It's just a question of how you're going to do that. Maybe Sanctity having the Shadowblade will be the reasoning for that, right? You Shadowblade in, you get the burst in onto, let's say, the Puck, pop the Aeon Disc, blink out, and then look to re-engage after that.
Oh man, I'm still trying to find that 5th. There's a couple.
It's not there.
Dude, there's some I would say they're better than Wyvern, but top 5 I'm just trying to find. They're onto the Avenge, still without the items for Kishka. There we go. Avatar Mobile finally finish his meal. I mean, I'd put... Who would I put in front? I just saw them before. I'd put the Zeus in front. I'd even put the Beastmaster in front of the Wyvern, but I wouldn't put them top 5. I'm not disagreeing with Wyvern not being good at this stage. I think he's undervalued. We're starting to see people pick him a little bit more. I wouldn't put him top 5 though. I think there is a lot of buys coming out from you. To be expected, you filthy Wyvern player.
So you're saying Insani is wrong then, because he rates at S tier?
Does he? Oh, I mean, alright. How can I...
See, I knew it. I knew you were an Insani sim.
Well, I mean, I'm a sim for any... When a pro player says it, then obviously they have a better read than I do. So,
but your beloved co-caster, just his words are dirt, is what you're saying. Well,
yes, that is true. Man,
that's what I thought.
Ace?
Ace is doing a job of maybe breaking some smokes, but did he get up any vision? No, he was just kind of throwing himself out there, saying, "Kill me." Let my team farm on my side of the map because we're still needing that little bit of an extra item. I mean, it's going to be a while, again, until the Mars builds up into this refresher. So, you know, of course, having the double engage is going to be good. Having the Vengeful Spirit, have the Aghanim Scepter, 150 gold away is going to be a positive as well. Whose Wraithband is that on the deck?
I'm not sure.
It was Kishka's. He just had it on the ground. He dropped it for no reason.
Juan? Oh, just a jump. Wait, hang on. What? They're gonna jump in 4-2-3 up to the north. The arena controlling upset for the moment. Should be able to hold back Enryu as well. They don't have the Faceless Void for this fight. They will have a couple of splits to be able to work with. 11 protected for the BKB. But Neon, they can't take this fight now. Curse on cooldown. They don't have the Void. Gonna look to try and retreat as best as they can, but Sanctity making sure that's not a possibility. He's in the combo, but Neon, they're able to buy back. Tiny falling lower and lower. Sanctity just gets the BKB off for the last second. The right click's going to be enough. Avatar mode is trying to get them out, but the blink reactions. And inside the pit, Sanctity goes. Tiny, they're still hunting though. They're not done. Like a bloodhound sniffing him out wherever he goes. He's going to turn with the combo. Sanctity gets the one, but finally they can get rid of the position 2. It comes at such a grave cost.
I don't know. They're looking into 4-2-3 here, but yeah, they just don't have the damage to be able to take him out. So yeah, that was just, again, all on the back of Sanctity, right? To get any of those kills in that engagement. On the Faceless Void, he had the double damage. He had the fresh pickup of the Shadow Blade. So it was just the double right click into the Avatos combo, into the tree throw. So much damage being put in onto Bell.
I was so confused.
Well.
The side of
Probably
the
not
like,
the...
Go, sorry. I was gonna say, you know, I saw Void get picked up. I'm like, what? What in this world is Void getting picked off just from a Tiny? That I was so confused at what happened.
Double damage will do that to you, plus the extra Shadow Blade damage. What I was saying before is it feels like a little bit of a misplay to want to use that Winter's Curse onto the Vengeful Spirit, right? It's certainly not the value target. You want to make sure you're saving that for the BKBs, you want to save that for the spin, you want to save that for the arena. Not a support. Like, it is just not the value play, especially now that Kishka's finally been able to pick up the Boots of Speed. Not the Boots of Speed, the Aghanim Scepter.
This is... It's a jug build that's very interesting. BKB, Sanjin Yasha, Mjolnir. BKB is really the kind of more interesting one, because you have a lot of ways to go through it. 25 almost picked up from the puck, the curse, the chrono. See how it's able to come into play with the smoke on Lilgun.
Roche is also up in 15. Good positioning by Avatar mode.
Oh, he's going to jump into the silence! Oh, great reactions again! And this is going to buy him some time. 11! Ooh. He's going to get Bell instead, but a curse to hold back Lilgun. It's not the greatest curse, though. At least it does give some time for Bell to be able to reposition. So they're going to go for Twan instead. He is so split from the team. Instant buyback. So what's on cooldown? Oh, we're not going to have that thought. A swap back. This is a vital kill if they can get the Brewmaster. He's the one without a buyback to be able to rejoin. Now they're on to Bell as well. Chrono is a potential. They're grouped up at the moment. Kishka, of course, has the Scepter to be able to play with. Again, man. Sanctity, what is going on? Sanctity's picking off these key heroes across the map. No puck. He doesn't have a buyback at 11.
Oh, 11.
Finds a spear in the tree line. They might run into Bell, and they will. Time off to the left. Any way to chase him down in the tree line? Oh, they're not going to be able to. Man, I'm missing way too many kills from Sanctity.
Yeah, I mean, he's just completely off on the other side of the map doing it. That's why Chuan doing his best to force someone to have to defend on this top side.
He's going to find him.
Sanctity, he's hunting. Is he? He's only got a couple of seconds left on that silver edge.
Just chuck the tree.
Like he'll... Well,
he's going to find him.
There's Roshan, though.
I didn't find him. He might go back that way. Go on the trees.
Ooh. What's his vision look like? Nah, not going to catch him out.
Oh, the patience from Sean.
Give the shard to.
11 probably.
11 or Sanctity, just for that consistent damage coming through from the Tiny. Sanctity's nearly 25, man.
Ooh.
All is confusion.
He's got a lot of solo kills. I think that's why.
Yeah. You saw how important it was, right? Just to... Avatar mode's positioning was good in that fight. He was there to break the smoke. He knew he had the Aeon Disc. He knew that he couldn't die. It was a fantastic arena coming out from 11. He was so close to actually catching out the puck after the Aeon Disc came out. He predicted exactly where he was going to blink to. But yeah, just that follow-up damage coming through from the Tiny that's farmed as hell. Level 25 now, so he's got the extra toss charges. It's just, again, Sanctity with that wow factor playing another wow-worthy game.
Both the mid laners are looking incredible. Oh, not again, Sanctity!
He's got Aeon, he's got Aeon.
Okay, but the chain control afterwards. Oh my lord. He's going to instantly move to the triangle. They know that the puck won't be an issue for this fight. Look at the cleave. Oh my god.
And now you can scale. He's got 3 Hyperstones queued up.
Oh, they didn't get the ward. Chuan's gonna step in and still try and D-ward. Yeah, a little bit of misexecution, but that's gem on the deck.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
You're going high gun. Got Aegis for another 3 minutes 30. The dieback on Winter Wyvern as well. So Chuan is really important for a hold and just a team fight in general.
Dire's courier has been killed. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
See what Enri can do. Always a nuisance to be playing into the split. He has the refresher available as well. They might have to use the Chrono for this, but you can always swap them away. You weren't able to get the Vengeful Spirit inside the Chrono, so the swap used perfectly. They're going to still be able to get rid of 4-2-3. So the Age is expended early on, but Sanctity's back in. Going to look for the combination if they can get rid of Enryu before another round of the split. That is huge for them to push. And now they're in on 11. Sphere is out. Controlling Battle. Where are the buybacks? Do you guys need the buybacks if you're going to hold the base? And they don't have any.
They don't have any, and they're just saying, let's finish this game up. Snapfire, Puck aren't able to do it on their own. Look at Avatar Mode score, 12, 2, and 12, and it's still not enough.
Kishka?
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
It's gonna have to
This
be a
game's
pretty
over.
goddamn big curse. Oh, it's a lot of damage. Jeez, a drop, throne blows up, and Lilgun continue with their flawless run. They are gonna jump up to 5-0 in the summer DPC. They are looking incredibly strong. They have only dropped one map so far.
Looking in red hot form, that is for sure. And, well, this game, of course, it went a little bit longer. That Puck, man. Like, Enryu played a fantastic game as well, right? 8, 3, and 11. He was doing a fantastic job of creating space, making sure that the Juggernaut wasn't as much of a factor, but this is just all on the back of Sanctity, right? Just so many kills, so much damage, building damage, as well as topping the hero damage, highest kill involvements on his team, highest farm in the entire game. Like, this is just... This is a clinic that Sanctity put on.
And it's a clinic we see all too often as well from Sanctity's Tiny. Really, if whenever I'm comfortable with seeing this hero as a 2, like it's very rarely because I think it can be quite hit or miss, but you give it to Sanctity, this man is going to be able to shine. We saw multiple times there was just some gigantic pickoffs with the one on the Puck, one on the Faceless Void as well. He was able to get that 25. He was able to find those items to be such a nuisance. And again, though, Lilgun just proving to be a bit too much of an issue here for Neon, but it is still Neon. That's a game where unfortunately you're losing, but hopefully it's able to give them some confidence as well, because Lilgun are no joke of a team, and that game too was definitely theirs to be able to take as well. Kind of that one fight by the pit, and then from there it started to look a little bit more rough.
I'm just seeing what this means for Neon. Like, at the very minimum, they need to win their remaining games. They've got Execration, not easy, and then Summit. Like, but they have to win. You've got too many teams on 2 wins at least in that safe zone. So I think, yeah, Neon need to go flawless from here on out. It's going to be a hard ask, of course, with Abeng taking that little bit of a break, with Chuan stepping in for that full-time role. Hasn't really worked out too well for them so far, but they got to regroup. They got to put a game plan in place. Something's got to change, because unfortunately for them, it isn't working. They went back to the Faceless Void in game number 2. Was the same result. I wanted them to go for more push. It would have actually done a pretty decent job this game. Venge, Skywrath don't really do the greatest at being able to deal with it. You would have put a whole lot more pressure on the enemy side of the map, and well, unfortunately for them, they weren't able to take advantage of a fantastic Avatar Mode and Enryu game.
Yeah, well, for Neon now, they have to win their next 2 series, otherwise they're out. So
They have to.
Like you said, Execration and Summit. So Summit, anything can happen, but they're also not an easy team at all. I mean, they beat the likes of TNC. They've got 2 series victories as well. The other team that Summit were able to beat was I'm trying to find it. Who else did Summit beat?
Was it Atlantis?
Maybe. Sorry,
Summit
they've only
only
won
beat
1.
one.
Sorry, apologies. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's really important regardless. But Summit and Neon are the only teams that are Neon have 0 wins and Summit have 1 win, but everyone else have 2. So Neon, yeah, you've got to get these last 2 series victories against Summit and Execration. But Execration, yeah, that's a very, very difficult series to be able to beat. But if you can, then you have the potential for tiebreakers. Of course, it's going to come down to some other teams needing to lose, but there's also the nice feeling inside to maybe stop Execration from being promoted as well, because with how Lilgun are looking, with how Army Geniuses are looking, pretty much all of these teams need to get as many series victories towards the later stages, and we have some really good series set up, don't we, for the kind of rest of the weeks. We've got Lilgun versus Army Geniuses. We've got Lilgun versus Execration. So Lilgun is still yet to face really the 2 top dogs in the group stages. In the season.
Execration Army Geniuses, right? In the last week. So all 3 teams, I believe, are having to face each other in these next couple of weeks. 2 of them in next week, and then 1 with the very last game of the Division 2 DPC. But that's for Division 2. We got some pretty hype Div 1 stuff coming up as well. So it'll be a little bit of a break until we actually launch with those games. But we're looking for some pretty hype stuff today. Probably the first one is the one that a lot of people are waiting for. You know, the Div 2 champions in RSG going up against Boom. And realistically, I feel like the winner of this might be going to the major.
Which is kind of crazy. I mean, wow, the boys in RSG. I've a little bit of bias, always been rooting them because we got to cast a lot of their series in Division 2, and then the Fairy Tale run, of course, we casted a lot of their open qualifier games as well. So it's difficult though because they're up against Boom. I love Boom. I know. What do you do?
I'm so conflicted, man. Like Boom needs to go to the major because we need more C teams at TI this year. We can't have 2 again. That was ridiculous last year. But I want the best for RSG. I want them and Talon also to be at the major. Why can't C have 4 spots? You know, then it would be perfect. Then everyone gets the chance. And I feel like Fnatic, they're just looking really solid. I think they're, I don't want to say locked in, but they're looking really solid. But it's going to be 1 out of these 4 teams, Fnatic, Boom, RSG, and Talon, that are unfortunately missing out. T1, they do seem like a little bit of a step behind at this stage. So we'll see how it all pans out. Do you know if we have any interview for this series?
No, we're not going to have an interview for the first series. Like you said, it's going to be a very long break. But before we do, let's do some pre-series predictions, starting with Boom and RSG. It's a tricky one.
All right, Boom people, if you're watching, don't hate me. But when they were being interviewed previously, I think they were saying that they rated themselves in their more recent performances as like an 8 or maybe even a 9 out of 10. I don't agree. I think I rated their difference from their peak, which we saw at Gamers Galaxy. That was their 10, right? Now I'm seeing them at best, a 7. I think they've still got room to be able to improve, whereas RSG, I think they're playing close to their peak. They're more likely being the 8 or 9. So if the 9 out of 10 Boom turns up, I think that they're going to win. But if not, if things are the exact same as they've been so far this season, I think RSG will take it 2-1.
All right. So we get. I'm gonna give Boom a. I believe in the lads to turn up when it's required, and I think we're getting to the stage where Gary again. I think I said this last week. Who were they versing last time? Oh, it was just Polaris.
Polaris.
Just Polaris. Maybe it was against Talon. I'm trying to remember now. I said recently where I'm like, Gary's he's going to be whipping them. He's going to be whipping them in place, making sure that they are.
That's Mushi's job, man.
Yeah, well, sure, you are right. That is Mushi's job as well. So I'll go Boom 2-1. Very difficult of a call. Regardless, it's going to be a crazy series. It would be a shame for it just to go 2 games, but hopefully it does go the distance. And third, yes, we've got Fnatic versus SMG. So 2-0 Fnatic.
Well, yeah, 2-0 Fnatic. What are we calling that? Are we calling that the Moon Derby, the CEO extravaganza? I don't know what we want to call it, but basically I don't know if there's any bad blood left there, because let's be honest, when Moon was playing on Fnatic, he didn't have the greatest time. He had a period of about a year where he was underperforming. I think now he is a big reason why SMG are getting the wins that they have been so far. but I think that Fnatic are just still a level above as a cohesive, full 5-man unit.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the CEO battle, so to say. But like you said, it's had some time, and Moon didn't really perform on
CEO
Fnatic.
struggle,
So
let's
CEO
call it
struggle.
that.
Okay. But yeah, I think we're both on the board that Fnatic probably going to 2-0. But regardless, this is, again, I'm always hesitant though, because Fnatic, they've only played 3 series. A lot of the other teams have played, well, you've got Boomer played 4. They're going to play 5. RSG and Talon, they've already played 5. So we haven't seen as much of
6.
Fnatic. Yeah, exactly. Jesus, they played 6 already. So they have all week 5 off. But regardless, yeah, I'm a little bit. The thing is, like, at this stage, teams that should be going to the major, they also should be just dispatching the easier teams. But we see that the consistency has always been a big issue in general through a lot of Dota, not just in Southeast Asia or other regions in particular. Just really good teams. Sometimes they can struggle. Sometimes that switch doesn't get flipped when you're versing maybe a team that you might expect. Maybe the preparation isn't on point. You on the game day, something goes wrong. So there's always a little bit of wariness, I suppose, that maybe they can drop an SMG as well. Like, anything can happen. They're just a crazy bunch of guys that just look to get kills. Maybe they can steamroll a game 2 they come in, or something like that. Anything can happen. But
I mean, remember what we saw in the regional finals in season 1, right? SMG surprised a lot of people by knocking out Fnatic, making Fnatic get that 4th place instead of, a lot of people were saying they're probably going to get second. People were favoring Boom at that time. But yeah, SMG kind of burst their bubble. Can they do it again today? We think probably not, but again, anything could happen.
Anything could happen. But we're going to be done for our first series. We're going to chuck on a rerun before the panel goes live with the second series. So it's going to be about an hour until the panel is going. So yeah, there's going to be a rerun.
Stick around though. Leave the tab open.
Yeah, leave the tab open, watch some Dota, get some food, get some drink, enjoy your Saturday night. We've got some beautiful sea action kicking off in about an hour. We'll see you guys then.